One of the unfortunate side effects, and it's really the only unfortunate side effect, of having a YouTube channel that starts to grow, as mine has pretty large over the last few weeks or so, you start to attract individuals who don't really want to watch you. Well, in the main, you just ignore them. But every now and again, there's one comment that's so full of stupidity and idiotic remarks, you really can't help yourself but make a video about it. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me once again. Hope you're all okay and enjoying the hot weather we've got at the moment. Well, I wasn't planning on making another video today actually, but this one was so crazy I thought it's got to be done. As I said in the introduction, people make comments all the time which aren't strictly polite and, a bit idiotic. Generally, they just get ignored and kicked off because they're just not worth joining in with this community that we've built here. But this one was extra special, so I thought I'd read it out. Now, this comes from a guy, or woman, I don't know really, called ToonMag50. Now, ToonMag50 is a very peculiar one because when I do a search of all the comments, they turned up 3 hours ago and made 2 comments on 2 different videos. And before that, they hadn't done anything for 7 months. Can you imagine that? Well, let's have a look at this video and this comment. This bloke and his clickbait nothing videos, telling nothing new and repeating what others have said months ago. Algorithms driving me mad. Sitting in his garage, this is the best bit here, of his £1.5 million Kent house with his ULEZ compatible £100,000 battery taxi out of shot. It's now who's the dodgiest, Khan or Cabby? At least he's got rid of a certain supermarket chain's name bag always in view. Must get rid. I actually replaced that with a carrier bag of Del Boy Trotter. Maybe that's fitting. Now let's see what you got. One bit of your comment right. Actually, I do live in Kent. This, folks, is my back garden. And there's some nice flowers and lights and things that my wife has worked hard on. Our outdoor swimming pool thing. I suppose if it was a £1.5 million mansion house, that would be 20 foot long or something daft. But as you can see, it's one of those put me up. So there's my garden shed. I've just put a new roof on. There we go. You see that door there? That goes through to the garage where I do all my recording. Oh, yes, you've got a second part of your comment right. It is attached to the house. My 3-bedroomed, semi-detached house. Yes. Does that look like £1.5 million to you? Doesn't to me. Although there's some very nice sky above it. There's one more thing you must know as I'm walking through the living room of my £1.5 million mansion house in Kent. Well done for getting that bit right. It's not actually mine. I rent my house. Last time I owned something was in the early 2000s. I bought a 1-bedroom flat in 2003, lost it in 2010 during the recession, and I've lived in rented accommodation ever since. Been in this one about 10 years. Moved in when my young son was 6 months old. There's one more thing I want to show you. This is my minibus. It can hold 8 passengers, you see. If we step inside, there's the view off down the road, and the carpets are a right state. I was actually planning on putting it on my extensive driveway with my 4 other cars. Yes, I'm joking, of course, to give it a clean when I was interrupted by, well, your silly comment. This bus has a very, very special feature which I want to show you. This, my friends, is a look underneath the hood. It's what's called an internal combustion engine. Look, there's a battery. There's the coolant. There's the power steering fluid reservoir and brake reservoir. And I've even got screen wash in there. Yeah, there's a very good bit here. See that yellow thing? It's called a dipstick. So there you go. A little brief tour, a little reveal of what goes on in my life, where I live and what I drive. Now, comments like that, Toon, Time, whatever your name is, are not welcome. So if you really have a big problem with the channel, I suggest you leave. In fact, I've saved you the bother. I've blocked you already. With clickbait, it's a very interesting point. You see, you're not the first person to say that, and I'm sure you won't be the last, but I've singled you out specifically because you went a little bit further than just plain old clickbait. Now, my job as a YouTuber, as quite obvious, is to create content. And when I create that content, I have to pique your curiosity enough that you want to watch that content and interact and make comments. Otherwise, what would be the point of it all? I'm sure you would agree on that. Now, having looked through my videos when I title them and everything else, I give you enough idea of what the video's about, and then you go and watch it. Very simple, and I will continue to do exactly the same. Look, I'm fine with differences of opinion and all the rest of it, but when it goes down the line of telling me where I live, what I drive, and that I might be a bit dodgy, I thought I'd better address it. Anyway, I hope everyone else, the civil kind who actually enjoy the channel, talking to each other and what goes on here, are fine and have a good day. And to you and any other troll that thinks about making comments like that, toodaloo.